It's Magically Tuesday. Okay, so we're gonna just jump right off. You guys know the deal. We're gonna check out the factors of 20. So you want to think of all the multiplication facts that you can use to make up 20, and you're gonna check all these that apply. So the sorry, the first one, 1 times 20. That's always the easiest. Okay. Now think, 2 times what can equal 20? 2 times 10. 3 times what equals 20? Well, 3 times 7 is 21, so that's not going to work. 4 times 5 equals 20. Let's see, anything else that I can think of? 6, no. 7, no. 8, no. Not, okay, so this is it. So I would mark off 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. Those would be your factors. So go through and check all those factors off for number 1. Next is multiplication of decimals. You guys are probably pros at this by now. So we've got 0.05 hundredths times 8.9. Now, remember, you're just going to multiply like you normally would. So we've got 9 times 5, which is 45. Oops. See, I need you guys to catch all my mistakes. To catch them all by myself now. It's very distressing. 9 times 0 is 0, plus 4 is 4. 9 times 0 is 0. I'm going to go ahead and erase this or cross it out so that you don't get confused with your numbers. 8 times 5 is 40. Now remember, you're coming over into this column right underneath your ones place. 8 times 0 is 0, plus 4 is 4. And 8 times 0 is 0. Add them together. Now remember, I think some of you are missing these because you're not leaving a lot of distance. You need to make sure your columns are all lined up. If you scrunch all your numbers together, then it's going to be harder for you. So we've got 5, 4, 4, and 0. Now, to figure out where you put the decimal point, you're going to count the number of spaces to the right. So you've got 1, 2. 2 here. You've got 1 here for 1. Add them together. Grand total of 3. So start at the end of your whole number and come over 1, 2, 3. Your total will be 0, 445 thousandths. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Okay? Okay, next problem is a word problem. Kobe wants to purchase 8 marbles from the store. Each marble costs 29 cents. He has $2 in his pocket. Does Kobe have enough money to buy all 8 marbles? So the first thing we want to do is figure out how much the marbles cost, right? So you have 29 hundredths or cents, and we're going to times it by 8 because that's how many marbles he wants to buy. 9 times 8 is 72. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 7, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 8 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. Now, decimal point. 1, 2. Now there is nothing right of the decimal point in 8, so we just leave it. So we start at the end of our whole number, and we're going to come over 1, 2. So for 8 marbles is $2.32. So if Kobe has $2 in his pocket, but the marbles are going to cost $2.32, does he have enough? No. He's short by 32 cents. Easy yes, no question on that one. Okay. Next is going to be a division of decimals. So we're going to have 251 and 2/10 divided by 3.2. Now you know that you can have a decimal in the divisor. So what you're going to do is you're going to come over one here and over one here. Whatever you do to the outside, you're going to do to the inside. So I'm going to rewrite this so it's nice and neat. You know how I like things to be nice and neat, leaving plenty of space to space everything out. Now it's just division. So 32 doesn't go into 32 does not go into 2. 32 does not go into 25, but 32 does go into 251. So you're going to have to guess. It might take a minute. So if I'm thinking 200, I know that 3 times 3 is 9. So I'm thinking I'm going to try 6 maybe. So 32 times 6 is going to give me 12, 18, 19. Okay, so maybe I can do another one. I'm going to try 32 times 7. Which is going to give me 14. 7 times 3 is 21, 22. Ooh, so that got me much closer. Okay, and I know that I'm not going to be able to pull another 32 out of that. So 7, remember, okay, put it over the last digit of what you're going into. It's going to be 2, 2, 4. Subtract. I know I can't take 4 from 1, so I need to regroup. So 11 minus 4 is 7. 4 minus 2 is 2, and that's 0. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring down my 2. Okay? And so we know we've got 224 here. So let's try 32 times 8. Let's just see. That's going to be 16. And 3 times 8 is 24, 25. Okay, so that's 256. Pretty close. I'm just going to try 32 times 9 just to be sure. 27, 28. Okay, so that's too much. So we know it's going to be 8. And that's going to give us 256. Subtract. I can't take 6 from 2, so I'm going to need to regroup from here. It's going to leave me with 6, and 6 minus 5 is 1. Now, 32 doesn't go in here, so I'm going to need to put a decimal point. Oh, sorry, that's my neighbor's pig. And go ahead and bring down a 0. Now, I know it's going to be less than 6 because I'm trying to get to this 160. So I'm going to try 32 times 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 1 is 16. Ooh, bingo! I found it. So, remember, your decimal point comes straight up. 32 times 5 is 160. Subtract, leaving me with 0. So your final answer is 78 and 5/10. Guys, remember this? Coming all back to you? Okay, good job. Okay, next one. Dana colored 1/6 of her picture, and Brendan colored 1/4 of his picture. Who colored more of their picture? So who has the bigger fraction? So what this is really asking us is to compare fractions. You can totally draw a model. So we've got, bad model drawing. One more time here. So we've got 6ths And she colored Dana, colored 1/6, and Brendan colored 1/4. Now, you might be saying, well, I can't really tell. So the easiest thing to do is to take 1/6 and 1/4 and use the butterfly method. I've given this feedback on a lot of your guys' stuff. So 6 and 4. Which one's bigger? So it's going to be, oops, that's wrong. That's wrong. Nope, wrong again. 1/4 is bigger. So your answer is Brendan. Okay? Brendan has the bigger piece of his picture. Now we are asked to write a improper fraction as a mixed number. Now I want you to remember that an improper fraction means that the numerator is larger than the denominator. So we've got 13 tenths. Okay? Let's do this. 13 divided by 10. 10 goes into 13 one time, leaving us with a remainder of 3. So this becomes your big 1. Your remainder becomes your new numerator. And your divisor stays as your denominator. And 3/10 is in simplest form. So we're just going to stop right there. Next one is converting another improper fraction into a mixed number. So we're going to do the exact same thing with different numbers. 9 twos. Okay? 9 divided by 2. 2 goes into 9 4 times because 2 times 4 is 8. We subtract and we have a remainder of 1. Your quotient, sorry, this is the dividend. Your quotient becomes your large big number. Your remainder becomes your new numerator. Your denominator is your divisor. So 4 and 1/2. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Next, we're asked to find the difference. When you hear the word difference, what does that make you think of? What operation do you think of when you think, I'm finding the difference? If you're thinking subtraction, then you are 100% correct. So we're going to find the difference between 4/5 and 2/15. Now you know that in addition and subtraction, you're going to have to find a common denominator. So I'm thinking, how do I turn a 5 into a 15? What do I times it by? 30. Whatever we do to the bottom, we do to the top. So now we've got 12/15 minus 2/15. Oops, not 2/10. 2/15. Subtraction, you just carry your denominator over. You leave it alone. Keep it going. 12 minus 2 is 10. But now we're thinking about simplifying this. You got to simplify it. And here we go with this 5 and this 0 again. And that is a huge clue to me that I can reduce both these numbers by 5. So 10 divided by 5 and 15 divided by 5. 5 goes into 10 2 times. 5 goes into 15 3 times. So my total is going to be 2/3. Capiche? Great. We're asked to find the difference again. Again, with that word difference, it's going to tell us that it's going to be subtraction. So 1/2 minus 2/8. Same thought process. What is the common denominator that I can find here? How do I turn a 2 into an 8 so I can make both of these be the same? Well, 2 times 4 is 8, and whatever we do to the bottom, we do to the top. So we have 4/8 minus 2/8. carry your denominator over, not carry, bring your denominator over. 4 minus 2 is 2. Now, both of these are even numbers, which means I'm going to be able to divide them by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Grand total of 1/4. Okay, now we're asked to find the product. I hope when you hear product you think multiplication, because that is exactly what we're supposed to do. So we've got a big 4, a whole 4, times 3/4. We're going to convert this into an improper fraction so that we have this. Now, 4 times 3 is Sorry, my phone is geeking out. 12. And 1 times 4 is 4. Now, this is an improper fraction. We're going to have to convert it. So, we're going to do 12 divided by 4. 4 goes into 12. 4, 8, 12. 3 times. 4 times 3 is 12. So, your total is a big 3. Big 3. Now, we are asked to say which model below represents the problem. So give me just a second to write this up here. So we did one of these yesterday. And basically we've got this. And so the first thing I want you to think about is just look at one of these. How would we write this model as a fraction? Maple. Your total amount of pieces is going to be your denominator. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many pieces are colored in are 3. So we've got 3/4, 3/4, 3/4, and 3/4. Excuse me. So when we're thinking about, when we're looking at our answers, which one could it be? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 times 3/4. That's it. It's not asking you to solve for it. It just wants you to show them what this model represents. So we have 4 times 3/4. Last one, we're asked to find the product. So it's going to be a whole 5 times 4/5. Now we want to make this into an improper fraction, so we're going to put a 1 underneath it. So that's going to give us 5 1s times 4/5 for a grand total of 20. Ooh, my 5. It needs help. Okay, 25ths. Now, we do have to reduce this because this is improper. The numerator is larger than the denominator. So, 20 divided by 5. 5 goes into 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. 4 times. So this, 4. It's your whole 4. Your quotient is your whole number. Okay, that's it for Tuesday math. I will see you tomorrow.